So recently I've been working on a lot of video projects, some for YouTube, some for clients like Sweet 16s, promo reels, etc. And I've been acquiring some new equipment to make better videos. And one thing I really wanted was a video monitor, but video monitors can cost more than $1,000. And I was considering then to make one. But if I make one, I don't have all the features and functionality of a actual video monitor. So I think I found a better solution. I found the Aputure VS5. The Aputure VS5 is a 7-inch video monitor for DSLRs, mirrorless cameras, and camcorders with clean HDMI out or SDI. And before we cover the actual unit itself, let's talk about what's in the box. So if you do buy this product, you're going to find obviously the unit itself, as well as 2 HDMI cables, a DTAP cable, a USB flash drive for firmware upgrades, as well as a shoe mount, a sun hood adapter, cleaning cloths, a case for the actual monitor, big plus because you want to keep this guy protected, and finally a 1-year warranty on the product, which is great. Diving into the unit itself, like I said, it's a 7-inch monitor, so it's definitely not really small, but it's not enormous. It is a tad bit on the thicker side, but that's fine. It doesn't weigh too much. It's all made out of plastic, which is actually good because if it was metal, it could be a bit heavier. The monitor has 2 tripod mounts, one on the bottom next to the HDMI and SDI in, one on the side, so I guess you can mount this monitor sideways if you would like, and then on the opposite side, there's going to be 3 buttons to navigate the menu and also use as shortcuts, as well as an on and off switch. And then on the back of the device, there are some air vent holes, so this guy is not going to be waterproof or water resistant at all. There are 2 battery slots, which is great that they have 2 battery slots. You can have double the batteries, you can hot swap batteries, which is great. There also is a DC in, and then a USB, as well as a headphone jack. To mention the power options of this monitor, like I said, there is a DC in. Unfortunately, Aputure does not include a AC power adapter. You're going to have to get your own. I just found a 18-volt IBM ThinkPad laptop AC adapter. Worked all right, but I really wish they had something in the box. In terms of batteries, I'm using a Sony F-mount battery, I guess is what it is. It's a 2900 milliamp battery. It probably lasts a little more than an hour on this monitor. So if you have 2 plugged into this monitor, you're easily getting 2 to 3 hours of usage out of it. And if you get higher capacity batteries, you could easily get 6+ hours. So battery options, power options are really good. I just wish they had the AC adapter. Looking at the screen, this is a 7-inch monitor like I mentioned, and it is a little bit glossy unfortunately, which can make it hard to use in bright daylight, but we'll talk about that later. The actual resolution of the screen is full HD and it looks pretty good. It's not going to be as crisp as like a 4K monitor, but HD is perfectly fine for what you're getting. In terms of color reproduction, it does a pretty good job. You might have to dive into some settings out of the box to exactly fine-tune the color settings on the monitor, but once you have them set, this monitor looks really good. So at this point, I've given a thumbs up to the design, the power, the actual screen itself. What else is there? Well, how about the software? A lot of new videographers and filmmakers think that they can just plug in their DSLR to a TV, to a car monitor that they found on Amazon, and then that's going to be great for them. And maybe that works for you, but software is great in video monitors because they allow your camera to have more features that it might not already have. Now, what do I mean by that? Take for example the Canon 5D Mark IV, and I'm not really hating on the camera, but that camera doesn't have things like focus peaking, zebras, things that could really help out videography. But this monitor offers a lot of features. So let's dive into it. So if you go to the monitor and click the upper button and hold it, a menu will pop up and it has a ton of features that you can enable. So I can enable things like false color or zebras or focus peaking, which just will help me make sure, I have proper exposure, proper focusing. And then for colors, I can enable full histograms, waveforms, and there actually is a mode that enables a ton of color options. So I have an RGB overlay, a histogram, and a vector scope. Another great thing is you can set up shortcuts. So these 3 buttons are programmable. So if you like to just quickly enable and disable like focus peaking, you can quickly just click your button and do that. Or like zebras, or if you want to quickly pull up like a vector scope, or whatever you want, you can set it up yourself. The shortcuts are also helpful because, the menu is set up decently. It is a little slow to navigate, but, it's still very self-explanatory, just slow to navigate. So to enable shortcuts just will speed up your workflow that much more. But at this point, I could be talking about all the features on this monitor all day. I can make a separate video for you guys if we want to talk about the actual software features. Just let me know in the comment section below. But let's talk actually about functionality. This is a 7-inch monitor, and I was a little worried that it was going to be too big and too heavy for my DSLR rig. And I'm happy to say it isn't, and I'm very happy that I'm using it. At this point, I've just been mounting the monitor to the top of my camera rig, and it adds a little bit of weight, but it hasn't bothered me at all. And also taking this monitor outside has been fantastic. Now, like I said, yes, it has a glossy screen, so it's kind of hard to use, but Aputure includes a sun hood. Now, this isn't a standard little skimpy sun hood that goes kind of on the top of the monitor and blocks a little bit. No, this sun hood is almost like a complete dome that goes over the monitor that you kind of look into, and it's like a tunnel, and you can see the monitor perfectly. It might look a tad big and hard to use, but when you actually have it set up, it's not that big of a deal. It actually works really well, and it's very effective. Sometimes I do wish that the sun hood was a little shorter, but if it was shorter, it wouldn't be as useful, so I can't really complain. So just overall, I've been really happy and surprised with how practical a video monitor like this is. 7 inches is really a great size that works great on, my DSLR rig. I'll be rigging up to my shoulder rig pretty soon, and it just adds a lot more functionality to my camera setup and, enables some great features. So at the end of the day, what do I have to say about the Aputure VS5? It's a great monitor. It retails for $499, which might sound like a lot to some people, but it is well worth it. It'll add some great functionality to your camera and will hopefully let you be able to set up quicker and really get some awesome shots. The versatility and features are great in this monitor. So guys, if you have any questions, comments, concerns about this monitor, feel free to let me know in the comment section below. Maybe I'll make a video diving into even more features about this monitor. Anyway guys, that is the video for today. I hope you liked it. I'm Eric. I'll catch you in the next one.